Hi, my name is Jim Hoggett, Pastor Jim Hoggett of Coeur d'Alene Open Bible, and we're sitting here doing some counseling with a couple named Priscilla and Aquila. They've been referred to my office by the Apostle Paul. They used to be roommates with the Apostle Paul, and you'll find them in the book of Acts in the New Testament. Today we want to talk about something called healing things. When I was in seminary, I had a professor who was describing to us energy. He said we have two kinds of energy. There's static energy and there's kinetic energy. One energy is when you go and you spend yourself. It costs you to do your day's work. The other energy is when you go and you put it back. One energy is when you go and something leaves you. The other energy is when you go and it restores you. In fact, we take the word recreation, recreation. When I'm doing recreation, I am recreating myself. Priscilla, if you don't mind for us, could you read that on the wall, that scripture for us?
Yes, I will.
And it's actually, I apologize, it's in English, and I know you speak Greek, but go ahead and see what you can do.
Luke 8:46. But Jesus said, "Somebody touched me, for I perceived power going out from me."
Jesus is with his disciples, and there's a crowd of people all around him. He's being surrounded by all kinds of people pushing on him. And in the middle of it, there was a lady who was very, very sick. She had an issue of blood that she'd had for years. And she said, if I can just get close enough that I can touch the hem of his garment, I can be healed. So she reached through the crowd, and she reached out, and she touched the hem of his garment. And Jesus said, "Whoa, stop the parade. What's going on here? Someone just touched me." Now his disciples are going, "Well, what do you mean someone just touched you? Jesus, you've got this crowd who's pushing on you. What do you mean someone just touched you?" He said, "Someone touched me, for I felt power leave from me." I think King James is virtue left from me. When Jesus healed people, something left him. It cost him something to do miracles. It cost him something to do his work. And remember how many times he had just fed 5,000. We find him asleep at the bow of the boat, even though there's a storm going on, and the disciples are afraid that they're going to die. And Jesus is sound asleep because he was so tired, so exhausted. We also notice that Jesus spent a lot of time with his Father up on top of a mountaintop or in prayer someplace because he had to recharge himself. So praying in the presence of God is a good way to recharge yourself. Another way is to read into the scriptures and get the scriptures inside of you. It's a good way to recharge yourself. But let's talk about work. When I'm doing work, I'm spending myself. Then I do something to put it back, and that's called a healing thing. Now, healing things are different for different people. Sometimes macrame, needlepoint. My wife enjoys reading. Sometimes horseback riding, riding bicycles, sailing. Whatever it is you do that you look forward to do, whatever recreation you do, particularly it's important to find something that is aerobic in style, that gets your heart pumping. You begin to produce something called endorphins. And endorphins are important because they lift your spirit. You feel better afterwards. It's almost like a synthetic morphine type substance. In fact, we call it the runner's high. So we need to do something that's aerobic in style, and we need to do something to get our heart pumping. But you find that thing that for you puts it back. Now, I do a lot of work, and I give the best gifts I can give. I love my family. I love my church. I love the people that I interact with, and I want to give them good gifts. For me, my healing thing is my wood shop. When I go into my wood shop, I do something that recreates me. I express myself in wood, I build things, and as I do that, I am regenerating inside. Probably one of the least selfish things I do is spend time in my wood shop. Someone says, "How do you get so much wood carving done when you're so busy?" It's because I'm busy. I have to spend time in my wood shop. I have to spend time doing my healing thing. This professor in seminary said, we're not made to handle the kind of pressure that we handle in today's society. He said, don't go 30 days without doing your healing thing. You'll have a heart attack or a stroke. Okay, we'll pick this up next week.